Am I the a-hole for canceling on family events because of my brother-in-law? Okay, let me give a bite of background on my sister and her husband. I have 6 siblings, firstly for reference. I am 19F and my brother-in-law's is 33M. I genuinely think the age gap is important here. My sister Jane, for anonymity's sake. Her husband is well not the nicest. He is absolutely fine when he is sober. He is just a bit quiet and competitive in games, which is absolutely fine. You can see him getting wound up by games, which is funny when he is sober because, well, he is casually holding his tempter. And when he wins, he gloats a lot, which is also just funny. None of this is really a problem, you know? He is just alright. The problem comes when he is drinking. And with Jane and her husband, everything is a drinking thing, which would be fine if his husband was a pleasant drunk. He plays a sport which is kind of notorious for knobby guys. Which I won't state just in case it makes it obvious to someone reading this who I may know. And well, he expects everyone to just play games exactly how he wants, and there is no, deviation. We played a couple random games with coins when drinking not long ago, but the issue is I don't drink really, so I was happy being sober because I know what my brother-in-law is like drunk, and it will only lead me to being more upset. It was something to do with if you had the coin when it hit an hour you had to have a shot, and the game was just getting rid of the coin. I said I wouldn't do drinks at the start and held me ground throughout. I think at the start of the night he was annoyed by this, but I agreed to play and said but I wouldn't be taking the shot. He wasn't okay with this then. But I didn't want to be a party pooper and not play the game. I just wasn't going to drink. I had it coming up to the hour, and he looked to me saying I'm going to have to take a shot soon. And I simply said I'm not going to, and he just went off. He's obviously drunk at this point and he berates me, keeps going for ages, so I go on my phone to ignore him just for one of my other sisters to tell me off for being on my phone. I just didn't have words because even when I wasn't responding he was having a go at me and didn't stop. And I was so overwhelmed, I just started crying and walked outside to calm myself down. He told people to just not give in to me, and when I eventually came back, he kept repeating at me, "How was your moment outside?" Trying to take the piss out of me. Mind you, I am sober. And just ignoring him. It's just me and him on the table at this point. And I just changed table. Beyond upset. And well, every time he is drunk, including Christmas, it's me he targets. Like playing Cards Against Humanity, I was drinking and admittedly probably pretty annoying and laughing saying the card I put down is shit. At this point, I was winning the game, and he just snaps at me telling me to not talk before there he read, saying I was being annoying and that I need to just stop. Actually mad at me, it was awful. I just went to bed, early, not making a scene, just maybe an hour later going to be. Admittedly, I stopped playing the game soon after he said it, which probably wasn't the most mature thing to do. The worst part is my sister Jane just completely defends everything he does, saying, well, you retaliated. But if I don't, I get the other scenario. In fact, I get screamed at either way. And well, everything these two do involves drinking, so recently there was a family get-together, and I just didn't want to go because Jane and her husband were hosting. And I knew there would be a lot of drinking. After talking to my other sister about it, she thinks I'm just being petty. Because with those two, it will always be drinking, and I can't just punish my sister Jane by not seeing her ever, because I want to avoid her husband. And I do understand that. But I just can't bring myself to go out with them. I just have never had a good experience with him when he is drunk. I genuinely think he just hates me, and I don't want to attend family events if he is there. Because I will just end up upset and crying again. And I know I should be able to control my emotions more, and I can't just cut contact with my sister Jane, and I don't want to stop seeing her, but would I be the asshole if I was canceling on those grounds alone? Because I just feel guilty, because it is like I am cutting off my sister, and I don't want to say I don't like her husband straight up because that will obviously upset her.